No, we're not.
We
Oh,
are,
now we are.
of course.
Like I said, you got to give me suck and tuck time, and I mean it. You having me out here like
Suck
that?
and tuck time.
That's what I said.
Wow, like that. You know what?
What?
We gonna kind of talk a little bit about that tonight, shall
Back,
we? We gonna talk a
back.
little bit about this suck and tuck time. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bernard Fields, and I'm sitting here with the lovely,
Shakina Renee.
and we are 2/3 of the Slanted Brow. Chris could not be with us tonight, but of course he's with us in spirit. And shout out to Chris if you're watching this live or
Love
on
you,
replay.
Chris.
But yeah, let's backpedal a little bit. You're talking about this whole suck and tuck thing.
It's real. So, first of all, for those of you who are joining us, or will join us, or will watch the replay, V likes to like go from backstage where we're talking about who knows what, and then just go live. And I told him, don't do that. Give me a warning. And he's like, no, I'm just gonna go. And I'm like, no, don't do that. I need suck and tuck time.
Hmm.
So I don't mind saying that I got a little extra right now, round about the midsection, right? And so suck and tuck is give me notice so I can, you know what I'm saying, get my ankles right. And he just want to just throw me out there like that, but it's okay. It's all right. I know who my real friends are.
It's
Okay.
all love, but it's just keeping it real. I mean, like I mean, I'm not. What I'm saying is this: I think that the media has done a number on us as human beings, chasing this idea of perfection. Of we body shame, we cap on people, we talk about people so bad to the
Yes,
point.
we do.
Not me. I'm saying that I say that figuratively. Like when I say we, I'm not including myself in that number.
I included you.
So, I'm guilty. I am so guilty. But yeah, when it comes to like talking about people, it's like you automatically kind of feel within yourself, like I know they're gonna wind up roasting me, So I don't have suck and tuck, but I have
No, you
just
don't. And that's why I can't take your advice. So whatever.
no. I have
All you
the
gotta do is suck
opposite.
and tuck your locks because they just, they long and sucky.
Why?
You got to worry about putting in position. I get what you're saying, though. I get it and I understand. But for me, it's not necessarily, I'm not saying what I say based on society standards. They're my own. I don't want to be out here looking like, dang, she had a big lunch. I'm, I'm saying for myself, you know? So
Okay,
whatever.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So, what's been good? What has been good? It's had. I don't know. We were just here last week, and it's like becoming a blur.
Really.
Yes, it
Why? Because you
is.
got so much going on, so much good stuff going on.
Yeah, and I would say almost on top of the fact that every day I don't step too far out of the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to my line of work that I do. I try to keep my life very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't try to be so adventurous to where it's like every day something's got to be new. I got to outdo myself as the day before.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, I mean, I started a new position as a contracted being video work, video editing. So like that's new and that's great. It's good. I mean, it's like 2 months, 2.5 month long contract. So
Nice.
I'm gonna be tied up with that company for a while. So I'm not complaining about it, but it's still within the line of work that I do. So like I'm
Yeah.
extremely happy and grateful to God, who's the head of my life.
Oh
Um,
gosh, are you doing an acceptance speech?
I like to thank God, who's the head of my life, for this award. Yeah. So I'm super excited about that. So that's what's been
I'm
good with me.
excited for you.
Thank you.
I am. You deserve every good thing that I told you. You be motivating me. Like you gotta keep going because I see all like the
Yes.
goodness that's coming to you. So it's
I
motivation.
look. I can't take all the credit. I really gotta say, yeah, I thank God, who's the head of my
Definitely. That's
life,
why
for
it's
sure.
motivation. I know your faith is
Yes.
fueling you. Your trust in
Yep.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not self
Totally.
made. God made. I
Yep.
get it. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So what about you? What's been good with you?
Oh my gosh. So I'm excited because I know I've been talking about it, but the last couple of weeks, like every Saturday, I've been having like planning and creative meetings with a new person that I teamed up with. And so we're working on my next collection that's coming out. It's going to be I don't want to say a supplement, but I have another t-shirt line that's coming out.
Mm-hmm,
I'm
mm-hmm.
excited about that. And then we're working on, getting my son's line together. So it's awesome just to like have conversations and be able to create and work with people that, are committed to and capable of, you can pass your vision off a little bit and be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. This is what I see. This is what I want to do. And they're able to take it and make it bigger than you can. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to actually have
Yeah.
some finished pieces so I can present and show. So I'm excited. Hashtag Swerve is always going to be the number one, my baby, but it's more ideas and stuff. So I've been doing some meetings about that. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think just this week, I feel like I've been stretched so much, but it's in a good way.
Yeah.
Just anytime that you're able to evolve and grow, and it doesn't necessarily feel good, but ultimately it is good. And so it's just been provoking something new in me, and I'm excited about that.
That's awesome. I'm super proud of you because I mean, like, how long have you been doing Swerve now?
So Swerve is a year and some change old. So like, yeah. So it's a year, maybe like a year and 2 months. You know how people talk about their babies like, yeah, they 56 months old. I don't know. But yeah, it's literally like a year, maybe a year and 2 months, a year and a couple of months. So
All
yeah,
right, all
really
right.
excited.
Wow, so you got many, many, many more years ahead of you to keep pushing this brand and this story and everything. So yeah,
Amen. I
keep
received that.
doing that. Yes, yes. And then also too, tell us about because I follow you on Instagram, be reading your comments and your motivational posts. They can
And
find you on Instagram as well.
yeah, Instagram. I'm pretty much on everything. I haven't launched my YouTube channel yet, but I've been consistently building that. So I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So
So
everybody can find me. I just drop, just whatever I feel like God has given me for the day or anything that I've been able to apply to myself. I know that it's been helpful. So I want to give it away to others so that they can be empowered too. So
that's good. That's good. So if you guys are watching this on replay or live, make sure you go ahead and bounce on over to Instagram, give her a follow, give her a like, follow.
hey,
She be putting up some really, really dope content. So
thank you. And
appreciate
it's
that.
Shakina Renee everything. I did that to keep it simple. Shakina Renee everything on IG,
Yep.
Facebook, and YouTube.
Yes.
Thanks,
Now,
B.
I don't now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you are the only Shakina Rane in the whole world.
Yeah, that's so
Like,
funny.
like, like that name can't be mistaken with
Nope,
anybody else.
nope.
Like you don't get that how some people are when they go and create a new account and they be like, well, that's already been taken, so you got to throw
Yeah,
like
no,
one or two
no,
behind there, something whack like that. So
no. And it's so funny because, like, at first I was the only Chakeyna Shakina that I've heard of, but
yeah,
apparently there's another Shakina, first name spelled the same in New York, but I'm the only
wow,
Shakina Renee. So
okay,
that's
dang, that's
that's
crazy.
pretty cool.
That is cool. But I mean,
Yeah.
like I had some years ago, I did like a search for people who had my name.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I found a handful of them. And
Really?
yeah, and then I saw like on I think it was like 60 Minutes, like these people who have same names, they have like conventions and they all like meet up.
That's so
Yes.
funny.
It's so
I think that
crazy.
would be funny to meet other Shakinas because
Yeah.
I just it's so weird. Like when I was coming up, I was like, man, this is the weirdest name, but it fits me. Like I couldn't see myself being named anything else. Like I'm a
Right.
Shakina, whatever,
Right.
whatever that is. That would be weird to meet other Shakinas though.
Yeah, I mean, trust me. Like if you ever heard that name yelled out in the audience or a crowd, like that's for you. Like it cannot be mistaken. You can never stand before no court and be like, "Well, I didn't know they was calling me." Like it could have been a million other
God forbid,
Shakinas.
don't call me the court honey, because I'm gonna be like, Glenda, change names in a minute. Like, Lord,
Right,
forgive me, Jesus. Now,
right, exactly, exactly. Oh my gosh.
so funny.
So, gosh, we are still dealing with this whole COVID situation.
Yeah, man.
And and I am seeing like so many people. I feel like this. I think nobody wants this, and people are legit trying to get rid of it, but they're failing miserably. Number one, because they can't seem to get over their freedom and put on a mask. But then it's like, okay, so if you can't get people to cooperate, then it's like, then what do you do? You know, it's like we don't have a vaccine, so it's like, what do these governors do? What can even Trump do? You know, I mean, like, really, like, what's the solution?
Trump, first of all, let me insert this little patty. Trump ain't think about us. He's trying to stay in the White House. He ain't think about us. Second, it's so funny because, you know, and I'm trying to, because I'm thinking of ways that I do this in my own life. So I don't want to be hypocritical, but it's so weird how the smallest things that we can do to protect ourselves, we won't do sometimes.
Yep.
And so I don't understand the logic behind it. You have a lot of people that are still like, oh, it's a conspiracy. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I've known people personally who've had COVID, and by the grace of
Right.
God, thank God, it didn't take them out and it didn't take them under. I've talked to, multiple people who actually have, had it and were able to come through it. So I'm
Right.
grateful. However, we still shouldn't handle it like it's not a big deal. It definitely is, but for
Yeah.
whatever reason, people are not taking it seriously and they feel inconvenienced even by the smallest preventative measure, which is put on a mask.
Wear
But
a freaking mask,
I
people.
don't I don't know. I mean, they got all kinds of types and colors and styles, and the one that gets me though is the sheer shield.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
I've even seen a sheer like mask. Like
I did
I
too.
didn't even know that she had, like, this lady was walking towards me and I was super offended. Like, I know you're not in the store with no it's see-through.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yes,
I saw somebody like wearing one of those, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. And then what
bananas.
made it even crazier was the fact that it really doesn't do much, because it's like there's huge gaps on the side.
Right. I'm
And I'm
like,
like, you're supposed to be able to cover and keep this as close to your
nah,
face
COVID
as
gonna
possible.
bore. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. But
No, I'm gonna say it here. Let me say it. Kobe gonna be like, "Oh, you ain't got no mask on? Oh, you do got a mask, but guess what? I'm coming around the corner." You
I'm
know what I'm saying?
like,
Like,
I would just think like it could just come right around. Like, I don't get it.
easily come right around and do damage, possibly do damage.
God forbid. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. And a lot of people, I feel like people are offended by the things that are not offensive and not like I feel like people put energy into taking stuff seriously that's not serious at all. And then the serious stuff they just downplay and just
Yes.
like ignore. And it's just like, put on a mask. When you in your house, do like I do. I go in when I'm in the car. I don't drive with my mask on, but when I'm getting ready to get in the
Right.
car, get out, I put the mask on. While I'm in there,
Simple as
whatever.
that.
As soon as I come out and throw my hand sanitizer on, I take it off. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But I don't like that. That this is necessarily what we're saying, because now it's a spike. My kids, thank God, my kids have been homeschooled,
Yeah.
but I'm literally like, I've been getting alerts almost every day that there's another case, another case, another case at the school,
Mm,
because they still do,
wow.
in-person learning. And it's just like, at what point do you say this is enough? Let's close the school and go back to remote learning.
Well, I think
What are you waiting on?
they actually did that with Cincinnati Public Schools. Like, their last day, I want to say, is tomorrow.
Wow,
Like,
that's very good job, good job. Because there's just no there that doesn't make sense.
yeah, it doesn't. And then it's like how, again, we are, and I'm not trying to rush and move ahead. We're still going to talk about this later, but it's like we are dealing now again with like lockdown 2.0, because it's like, okay, we shut down the schools, then it's like some parents are still having to go to work,
Yeah.
and businesses are back at square one again. Like, okay, like, Dad, we thought we was out of the woods,
Hmm.
but it's because people are just not wearing masks, to cut this down, and they're not also keeping a close eye or keeping a tight circle.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Because
you know what's super scary about that too is that, like, I was in the store and actually I was getting ready to go in the store and Kroger, for whatever reason, has this loudspeaker that plays outside. So I felt like I was on Hunger Games for a minute. I was clenched, like, wait a minute, don't do that. So anyway, they were saying, please wear your mask upon entering the store. Young kids are
Wow.
exempt. And I'm like, so it's a height requirement on COVID? No. Like at this point, with a spike, everybody needs to be, and I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just
I
think
don't
people are
either.
just being irresponsible and they're not thinking about the consequences until, God forbid, it hits them. Like, oh, I should have
Yeah.
worn.
Right. And then I also too, like you got people that's treating this like the flu. You know, they're saying like, a matter of fact, I need to look that up. Like, how many people die annually from the flu?
Because that's a thing too that we really just don't hear about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I'm really trying desperately while we're doing this. I'm trying to share it to my pages.
Okay.
Working. It's just not working for me. Oh wait, am I on? That's why. You're looking up stats for real.
Yeah, I'm looking up
I love
stats.
having smart friends, man.
Well, because it's like I don't want to just like downplay something like this, like how you got some people out there really downplaying.
Not this week. Are we still? I wonder if it's me that's lagging or not. V, if you can hear me, say something. The face that is frozen on is hilarious. Oh, so I guess it's just me in the live right now. V will be right back in. I don't know what's going on. He has the good equipment, so I don't know what's happening right now. So we were just talking a little bit about just how crazy it is that COVID is on the rise again, and just the simple things that we can do just to make sure that we are, taking the proper precautions, excuse me, so that it just doesn't have a leg to stand on. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that still aren't adhering to it. So hopefully V will jump back in here very soon because he actually runs the show. Like for real. I call him Mike, but for real, he runs the show. Trying to see what's going on. See if he's in the chat. Nope. Hi B plus. I didn't know that you were in here. I'm in the stream, or I'm on the stream from my phone, so I can't see the chats. But that's not what you said. That's what I said. That face that he was froze on is hilarious. Okay, so he just sent me a message saying to hang tight. He'll be back with us very soon. I'm gonna check the chats in the meantime. If you're in here, just let us know so we can holler at you and acknowledge you. Yeah, he's having connection issues right now, and I am not. Let me tell you, I am not gonna do this show on my own because we got a pretty good show lined up today. So we're gonna wait on V for a little bit. But we were talking about surviving COVID, excuse me, and just the angle is he back? Is he back?
Yes. Whoop, whoop.
Yes. There we go.
You
I
said,
thought it was me.
hold on. B plus just said V froze and he smacked.
I did. And what's funny is I can't see the comments because I'm on my phone tonight and not my
Oh my god.
laptop. So
That's hilarious.
cause
Hold
your
on.
face is like this.
Hold on. Hold on. He come in talking about what up, fam, and then V froze and he smacked.
Yeah,
Dang.
just no chill. No chill at all. I just know I'm
No
glad you're back
chill.
because I was not about to wing the rest of the show.
Listen, you got it. I mean, you capable
I'm
of
about to
holding it
say,
down.
listen, when Ike leaves, I leave. You understand?
Come on, we leaving right now. We done.
You
We
say nothing
done.
backstage. But anyway, where were we? Surviving COVID.
Yes. Yeah. So, it's about people wearing the mask and everything like that. It's just I feel that the people that are in leadership are in some tight positions
Mm-hmm.
because of people. I almost call them idiots.
Almost.
I almost call them idiots, but people,
Okay.
some people, I'm doing better, Keena.
I see.
But
That's why you saw I smile like, oh, look at you almost.
but some people, they just don't get it. Like I dislike it when people are like, oh, there's nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the flu is way worse than this, and it kills more. And it's like, well, listen, the flu, to my knowledge, has not killed a 250,000 people
Not like, yeah,
in less than a year. Well,
yeah,
we're coming up on 9 months. That is unheard of.
yeah.
Plus, on top of that, the only reason why, all right, now check this out. When people get the flu, what do they say about that? They tell you to stay in, stay home, don't come in contact with anybody,
Yep.
get better, get well, go get a checkup, go do whatever it is that you got to do to get yourself together, stay away from other people. But with this whole COVID thing, it's not like the flu where it'll hit you and it'll take you down. Like this COVID can hit you and it can be lying dormant. Like it don't treat everybody the same. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like the flu, for the most part, you catch the flu, it treats everybody the same. Like you don't have nobody walking around talking about, yeah, I got the
I
walking
got a
flu.
mild flu. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asymptomatic flu. Like what? Like, are you serious? Like, but this right here is like playing Russian roulette. It's like who's gonna step up to the plate and be like, yeah, I'll take a risk. Like hit me with the COVID-19 and let's see what
You
it
know
does
what?
with
But
me.
you know what's interesting about that? Like my 13-year-old, he was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, mom, I heard this family um found the cure for COVID," and I'm like, "Really?" And my active thought and their response was like, "Oh, so are they still alive?" There's things that could no, like seriously.
Right.
There are some people that benefit from this. And so while there are certain measures that could be taken, it's like I feel like we talked about that where the lockdown was lifted and all this stuff. It was like, yeah, turn into a petri dish, America,
Right.
because there's another side of this where there's some benefit, unfortunately. So I think that there's more that could be done. There's more that should be done. But
Yes.
if it's not being enforced on your behalf, you have to enforce those things for yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah,
it's
you
you're
do.
looking at a problem that's twofold. So,
Yep. Yeah, it
you
is.
know,
B plus says, in 36 years of life, I've never known anyone personally or secondary that has died from the flu.
mm-hmm.
But he says here, in 9 months, I know 3 people that have died from COVID.
Wow. Oh
And
my
that
goodness.
and that right there, like I'm gonna put that back up again. I'm gonna read that again so that people can really let this sink in. Like he's saying that he's never heard of anybody personally or secondary that has died from the flu ever. But he said in the 9 months of this whole pandemic happening, 3 people
Oh,
that he knows have died from COVID.
God help.
And like that shouldn't it
That
shouldn't have to
is, oh my gosh.
like it shouldn't have to get to the point to where like how um I see these videos of people who are being interviewed like on either 60 Minutes or one like Dateline or whatever, and they be talking about oh yeah, I used to downplay it, but now since I've had it, it's real, y'all. It's real. And I'm looking at them like you daggone better believe it's real. Like, why did you have to be the one to get knocked on your butt to try to come back and tell everybody like what's that parable about the rich man in hell talking about, can I at least go
Let me
back and
go
tell
warn
everybody?
people. Yeah.
Let me go warn some people. It's like
Like,
you
nah,
better go
Pippin.
ahead.
You're like, nah, Pippin. Nah, nah.
No, you here now. You
Right.
here now. But I
But
mean, but
unfortunately, it's like that. Like people, again, just to reiterate what I said earlier, that it's not it seems like it's not serious until to a person, excuse me, until it's their problem or it's
Yeah.
connected to someone they love.
Right.
Then it becomes real. So
Right.
just hopefully, like I said, if the powers that be won't enforce, let me be very clear, lockdowns and things like that to, prevent the spread, then you have to enforce that for yourself. You have to be accountable for your own well-being and also the well-being of your family. So
Right.
where
Right.
we're at now.
Yep.
And when I say enforce, let me say this clearly. Not force people to get a vaccine, not force people to don't do that. I'm not even gonna get in that conversation. But I'm saying if they're not going to put measures in place to
Mm-hmm.
protect us as a whole, protect yourself.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for you, and also for the audience that are watching. What is it that's making the talks of a vaccine to be such a turnoff? While we were younger, we took in like flu shot vaccines, we take in measles, we take in all these vaccines and stuff, or we go through the vaccination process. You know what I'm saying?
We about to have this conversation.
As a
Okay.
child. Yeah, I really do want to have the conversation because it's
Okay.
like because prior to this, we've had people who did not believe in vaccinating their child and wanting to send
Mm-hmm.
them off to school, and everybody else is looking at that one child out of a classroom of 25, like, ugh, like your child ain't vaccinated. Like, are you crazy? Like your child is open to all of these diseases in the world. Well, here's a new disease being added to that list, and now we have a split, a divide, clear divide of people saying like, man, I'm not taking no vaccine. And I'm thinking to myself like, well, what other option do you have
And I
for
want to, it's something that you said that
go
is
ahead.
the key for it, the key to it. New. Don't up jump and create something and then expect us to have faith in this thing that's going to just magically work when they're still finding out about it. Nobody wants to feel like they're the lab rat, not the test dummy. You know what I mean? Wow, this is so serious. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play on our fears or people's fears to now push this vaccine that like really how much study, how much lab time, how many results, what have you really put into this? I don't want my food rushed.
But
I
let
don't
me
want
go ahead.
listen, I don't want anything going in my body rushed.
Right. But
You know what
but
I'm
but
saying?
but at the same time, for all fairness, because I love to play both sides of the fence.
Yes, you do.
None of us have ever done any research on the vaccines we have now. We just know that
Not
they
true.
exist.
Not true. I have.
Listen, how long? Well, let me ask you this: for the vaccine that you know about, how long of a research period did they go through before they said this is legit and it works?
Oh, so their research, I don't know. My own personal research, because like having children, when you go and they're like, oh, it's time for the vaccines. Hold on, player. What vaccines, why, and what's in them? Right. And they, I don't know if they get paid commission on how many shots they get. I don't know. But I'm like, no, slow down. And I also, when the vaccines that I did allow my children to get, I spread them out. You're not about to, you know what I mean? So again, it's that personal accountability. I don't know how long they did research. I don't know. I just know
Mm-hmm.
that it's been long enough for us as a society to see that it's been safe enough to take and people don't die from it. Now you have complications. You may have, you have some events that I'm not saying are not important. I'm saying that COVID is so new that you can't tell me that you've figured it out that quickly. They were already saying, and if you also look at the symptoms and all these things, they were changing so quickly because it was manifesting differently in other people. You don't know what you're dealing with, so you can't just stamp a label on something and say this is the vaccine, and then expect people to have faith in it. No,
Mm-hmm.
no,
What
just
if
as a people have more respect for us as a society and do your due diligence to make sure it's safe. Don't just crank something that's going to have a dollar amount attached to it, or is going to appease some people who are fearful or they feel like they have to have some type of control. No, do your
mm-hmm.
work, and then not only do your work, let us see the results. Open it up to us as the public so that we can see and we can make an informed decision. Don't play off
Yeah.
of fear and don't rush something like this, because just like you're dealing with the a disease or this virus that can kill people,
Mm-hmm.
what you're coming up to try to combat it could have the same effect. No.
Right.
I'll just up jump with something and just because it's new and shiny, think we're gonna go for it. No. And there's people that will, again, because they're either thinking this is a sensible thing to do or it's fear-based. I do better with information. Give me information, give me proof, give me facts. Because you only get one body, you only get one life. No.
Right. So what is a reasonable time span of research you think needs to go by? Because of course I don't know if you heard, but in the news they're talking about that there's 2 possible vaccines that are out there. Like Pfizer is one that's come up with one. There's another company that made an announcement within this week, and they were also talking about that they've come up with a vaccine. And I'm sure of it. I'm not 100%, but I would like to think that they just don't come up with these cocktails and not test it behind closed doors well enough to where they're able to come out and make a claim like that. Because whether they just don't care about human lives or not, I don't think a company would want that type of that on their conscience that what they put out there has failed the American people, if not made it worse. I mean, I don't know if you can make COVID any worse, but I don't know. Like, what do you think is a good length of time for people to kind of look at?
I'm going to say this. With COVID being what it is, and we're seeing things that we've never seen before, should it be prioritized and should it be released as soon as it is safely possible? Absolutely. I can't give an answer to that because that's not my area of expertise. However, I do believe that the outcomes and the trials and all the clinical ends of it, it should be tested and tried and true. And it's something that should be the process, because it's so new, should be made available to the public so that we can make an informed decision. I don't have the answer on how long. I just think that they need to I think that there should be no stone left unturned to make sure that before they do this isn't now the onset of something that's worse than what we started with. It absolutely needs to be prioritized, but not microwave.
Yeah. Yes. So it's like a bad episode, or like the prequel up to those zombie movies, those flicks. How they always say it started out with a virus, in one show in particular, I believe it was not the Walking Dead. I can't remember what it was, but they were saying that it came from their pandemic came from them trying to find a solution, and it made it worse. So I don't think we'll ever get to a place where we see zombies running around the streets, people mindlessly maiming other people. But on a watered down version of that, to try to help out and not to do your right, your duty, and to make matters worse, that's the last thing this world needs right now. It's the last thing that we all need. But in the meantime, I mean, the only thing that we can do is really just prepare for a lockdown 2.0, right?
Yep.
Because it's already happening.
Hopefully people won't react the way they did the first time and there's no toilet paper anywhere. Hopefully we're not looking at that. Hopefully people will, that panic, that element of fear and panic will be removed. So people, because we've already been through this. So it's like, okay, what did I learn from the first time? I mean, you don't need that much toilet paper. B, how can I have, a good or healthy reserve without taking from other people? You know what I mean? So it isn't fresh this time. It isn't brand new. And hopefully we're more educated, as a society, that where we're like, okay, well, we're going to have to be locked down for a little while. Let's get our necessities and let's do what we need to do.
Yeah. Now, I remember the first time they were talking about a lockdown many, many months ago. The first thing that came to my mind was that they were not going to let nobody out their doors. Like, I literally was thinking,
right?
It's going to be people going to be on patrol. Like the police is going to be on patrol. They're going to have the National Guard out. They're going to be like, go back.
Like Jesus help us.
Yeah. That's what I think went through a lot of people's minds. And then come find out it was like nothing like that. And it was like kind of a disappointment to me. I was like really kind of looking forward to it being a lockdown.
You said you were looking forward to it?
Yeah, because it was like I mean, because part of me was just like, oh man, like that sounds like that's gonna be like really like dope to be able to look out and see that, you know, these streets are like eerily clear, like ghost towns. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see that except for at night. But can you imagine like broad day and there's like not a car like riding up and down the street? Like downtown is completely like you know, bare of people. That would be just
Like almost like the apocalypse.
yes. And I was like, I wanted to just see what it looked like, you know,
No,
and then be over with, like, you know, go back to normal. But it's not, it's like this whole lockdown stuff. It's a bunch of hype, you know. I heard that they're talking about putting like a curfew in place, but not no lockdown.
because okay, two things. Two things.
Yes.
Oh, I said two things. Look at that. Two things. I told you I'm tired. Two things. So maybe like the end of last month sometime, I was downtown. I had somebody came in town to visit. We were downtown. We were walking around. There was nobody, like literally, we were the only two people out. And it was so weird because I was just like, first of all, I was like, this will be a perfect time to shoot because it just was like, oh my gosh, it was perfect, right? Nobody was
Yeah.
there. And then I could literally like hear my footsteps. I could literally
Wow.
hear birds, like, or when we turned down like one street, I
Yeah.
talked and my voice echoed. It was so weird. It was
That's
so
crazy.
weird. So that moment can like literally happen. Like if you left and went downtown right now, it would probably be like that. So that's one. The second thing is that I think so the martial law aspect, that's a bit much. We don't have to
Right.
do all that. But the thing that I don't understand is the curfew. Like COVID isn't like, oh, it's after 12, let me go run and hide. What is the I don't get that. What's the curfew about? Like COVID's
But
not on punishment, it's doing what they want to do. But with respect to the curfew for stores, I get it. If you close down the store so that the staff, you know, and the crew or whatever has time to clean up in preparation for the next day, I get that.
yes.
But us as just like a people, like you can't be out. Like COVID don't care what time it is.
It
It just
doesn't,
don't.
but I
Like,
think that it was a jab at like the nightlife. You know what I'm saying? Like that
oh
whole
gosh.
well, because you remember what I was saying like months ago when people was like going to these clubs and stuff out here in this area. These parking lots were jam packed during the time in which they felt like, oh, we got a handle on it. And I was like, okay, great. Wait, these people are out? Like they're out celebrating as if like
I remember
we
your
have victory
post.
over COVID. I was like, these
I remember
idiots.
your post.
What?
V,
I said,
you said that.
yes, because it goes hand in hand. It's like if you're out there licking every door handle, like you're going to get sick. It's going to happen.
That's so disgusting.
You know, but if you don't go out there licking every door handle, you're not going to get sick. You're
Oh
cool.
my gosh, licking door handles.
Yes. Hey, what's up, Josh?
Hi, Josh.
He said your lights are sweet.
Thanks, Josh. I'm trying to step up to y'all level. Y'all getting me together. Y'all getting me together. But yeah, it's like we said, it's personal accountability. Quit being out here playing. Or like V said, you lick door handles, you're gonna get sick. Oh my god. That's so disgusting.
Yes, that you know what? That needs to be a post all by
I was
itself.
gonna say that, but I'll leave that to you.
And I'm gonna have a picture of a tongue like on a door handle, just like a side view. Like if you lick people's common sense, if you lick door handles, you're going to get sick. It's just like going out.
There's gonna be that percentage of people that say, oh well, I don't lick door handles, so I'm cool. Don't matter.
Exactly.
Sorry,
It
my
doesn't.
finger was all on there, y'all. I'm on my phone tonight. But speaking of the lockdown,
oh my gosh. Yes. Speaking of the lockdown, you know now. Hold
like
on.
winter is the perfect season to be booed up, right? Not that I have these problems, okay, but no, we were talking about that, and it was like we were just talking about like how that would be the perfect segue into, just being locked down, or how great it would be to be locked down with a significant other in theory,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
been said that a lot of people, like, since being locked down with their significant other, found out that they really don't like them at all. That's interesting.
Yeah,
I
that is.
digress. I digress. But just along the lines of commitment and, significant others, it seems that love seems to be like an antiquated concept that people are just like, what's that? And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that tonight, not even having to do with the lockdown so much, but just how it seems. I don't know if I said this to you before, V, that I feel like I was born in the generation where like commitment and love and marriage being important, like it died like somewhere right about the middle of my life. And I'm just like, what
Dang.
what's wrong? Like, why don't people believe in it anymore? Why don't people, why did it stop being a thing? Why did it stop being important? And then you look at other factors where people are like, oh, well, love is subjective, or, sister wives or cousin wives or whatever. It just seems like commitment seems to be a thing of the past. So what's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I just want to put this little stat out there
Okay.
about about marriages. It says that right now it's about 40 to 50% of married couples wind up in divorce.
Do
Um,
they say why?
it doesn't say why, but I think that I don't know. I feel that I don't know if people. It can't be that people are rushing into marriage, because I'm finding out that people are waiting to get married later in life. So it's not that, oh,
Really?
people. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So it can't necessarily be that, oh, people haven't found themselves, or they got married too quick and they got married too early and they didn't realize that they had like a good 6 years just to be with themselves after college or after high school. Um, so it can't necessarily be that. I don't know. I feel that some people just treat it like it's nothing.
Mm.
You know, Maintain says, I
Mm.
haven't had the opportunity to actual quarantine. I've worked the entire time. Okay.
Essential workers, boy.
Yeah, we need you.
Yeah, I'm so very grateful for
Yeah.
essential workers. Like you, the thing is, somebody, just to kind of backtrack to what she was saying, that essential workers, they were talking about hazard pay. And I'm like, how is that a conversation? Why wasn't that just initiated?
Yeah.
Period. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for whatever it is that you're doing. Maintain. Thank you.
Yep. And
Just
then to
more
all
grace
the
to
other
you.
people out there too that are the essential workers, like we really,
Yeah.
really do appreciate you. I know it's got to be hard. It's got
Yeah,
to be
man.
really difficult on so many levels. On so many levels. But I digress.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
you said
yes,
stats and marriages ending up in divorce and all of this stuff.
yeah, it's like it's at 50%, and I honestly, in my opinion,
You
I
said
think
50%.
50%.
That's gone up. That didn't used to be 50%.
No, it wasn't 50%.
Oh my gosh.
It went up. And I think a lot of it is because of character. I don't.
Oh.
I think that people have gotten away from character, like understanding what it's like to, like you said, to have commitment, but to endure, like to endure through the tough times.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not saying like if you're going through an abusive relationship,
Yeah,
you
you're not gonna
know,
smack me and I stay, homeboy.
nah, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah, like get out of that,
Yeah.
because that person obviously has some issues. But
Right.
I think when you are dealing with a person who may, for example, may have some money issues, um, like gambling, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I can imagine there's people out there that break up over money, and if it's something like that, I think that is more salvageable
Mm.
uh, than it would be like a physical abusive type of relationship. And I think that they're all like
Mm.
being thrown in at the same level. It's like, oh, you called me a name, I'm getting a divorce. It's like, oh, you didn't put down the toilet seat, I'm getting a divorce. Or like,
So that brings me to the comment we have. Rhonda
okay,
Johnson says society is making divorce a popular option. So it's like, it's almost like a get out of jail free card. Like, I don't really like you like I thought I did, type thing. And
Yeah, yeah,
I think it just goes back to like what you said. It's a character thing, and it's like we entitled this. It's a commitment thing. I think a lot
mm-hmm.
of times people find out that commitment means different things to each other as you journey through your relationship, right? Because
Right.
my thing, if I were to meet somebody, or the times that I have talked to people or whatever, I come not aggressively. I'm not abrasive about it, but I give my non-negotiables like up front. I get my
Mm-hmm.
nutrition back up front. Like, these are the things that matter to me. This is what's important to me. And it's either a go for you or it's a no. And I'm okay with that. But I give people the option up front to be like, dang, Shakina, you want a whole lot. Or that makes sense. I believe the same. So
Right.
it, I think people just, people have a lot of options now. That's what I say.
Yeah. B plus says, I think there are a lot of reasons, but I've seen this ambition. Individuals are so driven, they don't have time to settle down.
That's,
Yep, that's true. That's
I agree.
that's true. And you know what? Also, I heard someone say that the way that people are treating their jobs is like how they're treating their relationships. They don't know how to settle down. It's like like that
Mm,
whole thing of sticking with a particular team until you retire. It's like that's outdated. Like
yeah,
people
yeah.
like that's part of our culture is to get traded, dip your toe in on the other side, test this out, try that out. If you don't like it, you can return it.
That's what I said.
Like
There's too many options.
yeah,
Yep.
like and the options to say like to be like you're stuck with this, like nobody wants to hear that. That's almost like an infringement on their freedom. It's like, oh, you can't tell me that I can't just bounce if I want to bounce. And
Right.
it's like, what? Like that that's crazy. But here's the other thing for people who grew up in like in with siblings, you didn't have an option. Like you was with them jokers for like 18 years.
Listen
If
here. Go
you know
on
what
and
I'm
sit down.
saying?
So, are you mad? Go in the other room and be mad. We're gonna figure this out.
Exactly. And guess what? I would have to say that a majority of siblings, I would like to believe, still love one another, even though they had their moments where they have fallen out. But I'm sure they can look back and be like, yo, like that was crazy. I remember when you did X, Y, and Z, and I was like, I hate you. And I went to my room or whatever. Or they had physical fights or falling outs and stuff like that. But because you were literally like stuck with one another, you have to work it out, you
Yeah.
know? And I think when it comes to these relationships, finding a significant other, it's like that is like not even remotely on anybody's mind. It's like what? Like
I
if
don't
you
have
if
to. It's
yeah, it's
almost
like
like it goes into the options thing. Like, I don't have to put up with that from you. I had a conversation not too long ago where I was like, yeah, these are some of the things that I expect. And I don't expect them because I'm like, oh, I'm this great person, love me, lavish me. But I expect it because that's what I give, right? And
right.
so I don't go about like throwing out demands to people so they can feed my ego or fix whatever, void or anything like that. It's just that I know that the currency of relationships is reciprocity. You're not going to stay somewhere where you feel like a person can take or leave you. Oh, they talk to you, they might not, whatever. And so I was just stating that. And literally, it was just like, oh, well, people don't have to give that much effort into a relationship. So they can literally go to someone who requires less.
Mm,
And I was like, you're right. You're right. And I would prefer a person do that than try to make me, backpedal on what's important to me to be convenient for them. And I think we're
mm-hmm,
coming up again. I think that we have a lot of things that just don't seem to be as important anymore. Like those things, like it sounds so old fashioned and it sounds so outdated. But the unfortunate thing is that what seems to be slipping through the cracks is that we're missing out on real connections with real people that can
mm-hmm.
achieve something beautiful. And it's unfortunate to see. It's unfortunate to see. And I know that when you have conversations, you have people that are like-minded. It's like these people don't seem to be able to find each other. So they're running into the people that don't believe like they believe. And then the end result is heartache or
Mm-hmm.
pain. And then they're like, by the time they run into a person that believes like they believe, they're like, man, I'm tapped out. I'm cool. I'm about to do this thing. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. And then I think also too, like people don't realize like you're gonna have problems. Like they are like so sold on this Hollywood dream of
The
like
highlight
romance.
reel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like you don't really have that many people out there showing the like a bad marriage. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, like it's okay to be like, you know what, I'm having a tough time, especially like in a church. Like let's jump over on that
You
side real quick.
always go to the church.
I know,
Why?
right?
Okay, go ahead.
But but it's like you would rarely hear about a pastor, if not ever, getting up and saying like, man, my marriage is suffering right now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Pray for
Mm-hmm.
me. If anything, is always, you put on the front, you go, you put your church hat on, you put on your threads, and you play the part. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that adds more damage, to the relationship because you're out there faking it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And then it's like then you gotta like go behind, go behind closed doors and privacy. And it's like that's when a real person comes out. And it's like you did not go. It's like going to the hospital saying, I'm okay, but you're sick.
But you
Then
know what?
just to go back home and be sicker.
Yep. And the bad thing, the horrible thing about that is that brokenness thrives in secrecy, right? Because
Yes.
there's no light shown on those cracks. There's nothing. There's nobody to offer a different perspective. And
Right.
so a lot of times, and you brought up the church scenario. That's a whole different topic that I'm gonna try really not to dive into that. But you have certain places and spaces that don't allow you to be human
Right.
enough to say that you need help and then to have that help made available to you because like you said, people are putting on the front. And so that's why you see a lot of things happening because all of these things thrive and they grow and they germinate in darkness.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the big picture on that is that we have to be honest enough within ourselves to say to ourselves, you know what, this is problematic. And if you're in a relationship, you have to have that space and that honesty and that trust there to be able to go to that person and say, hey, this is problematic. That person has to
Right.
love and care enough for you and themselves as part of that
Yep.
relationship to say, if it's a problem for you, it's a problem for me. How do we fix it? But a
Yeah.
lot of times people go into love and relationships and connections selfishly. It's like, dang, I'm with them because they make me feel great.
Yeah.
I'm with them because of whatever this benefit is. And when the benefit is removed, or like, the new car smell wears off, then I don't want to do this no more.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
so, if you're fortunate enough to make it into a relationship, you have to understand that's going to require maintenance. And we talked about earlier, you and I, how people evolve and grow,
Yep.
over time, just in our own individual experiences. You bring that to a relationship, you pray and hope that you're able to match with someone who'll be able to, if they can't evolve with you, they'll respect your evolution. They won't try to, cut it down or it just
Yep.
it's all this dance that you have to learn over time. Nobody knows. We might have, I always say, like, in coaching or just in conversations, like, we have the skeleton. When you come to a relationship, it's like, okay, we like each other. That's cool. You great, you cute, you got some, whatever. So that's
Mm-hmm.
the skeleton. The rest of the relationship is putting on the meat, the bones, the muscle. I mean,
Right.
not the bones, but the tendons, and all of that.
Yep.
All of that is built over time, and people don't stay around long enough to build it. They don't.
Mm. Yeah.
You
That's
know.
true. That's
So,
true. Because they feel like it's supposed to be like an easy bake. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
Like overnight, real quick, like microwave.
yep,
I need it now. I need it now. And it's like if it's
yep.
not instant, then it's like I don't want it because so and so who's fronting on Instagram, it's like, oh, relationship goals hashtag, and it's
No, no,
like dag, like
no.
and I'm not trying to tell people that you should air out your dirty laundry either. You know what I'm saying? Because you
It's
don't
a way
want
to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can do it in small groups with people that you trust, so that you all grow together. And if you don't trust anyone, find a counselor, find a marriage counselor, and talk your stuff through. But it's like you just can't rely on one another
Hmm.
solely. It's, to me, it's just not, it's not as healthy. I'll say that it's
That's
not as healthy as it would be finding the people that are, like, again, tight in your circle.
hmm.
Like I've been to a couple of weddings where um, I saw that the officiant, the or the minister was made the congregation make vows to the couple, and the couple made vows to the
Oh
congregation.
yeah.
And I was like, yo, like,
Hmm.
that's dope. Because like what they were basically saying was like, these people that are at your wedding, they're not just random people. Like these people are supposed to be close. And they
Hmm.
were basically saying, like, that everybody that is here, that is witnessing this marriage, if you see that they are in need, it is your job and duty to help them. And then they were saying that in for the couple, they said, that it should be reciprocal,
Hmm.
reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, help these people out, too. It's like, you build that tight knit family.
Yeah.
And let's see, Josh wrote something here.
Oh yeah.
He said, I learned how to love on a whole new level. There is no 50-50. Love
Oh.
must give itself away completely without expectation or reciprocation or even a positive response. I was with my sweet Laura for 18 years, and 415 of those,
For
uh,
15 of
I
those
mean,
years.
yeah, 415 of those years, she could physically do nothing to return or repay in the same measure. There were times that her 100% was just receiving a back scratch, or just being carried into the house after dialysis. My love had to carry us both in those
Woo.
times, and that's nothing. Jesus came, and I know he wrote a lot. There's got to be a part two to that.
Oh
There's
my
definitely got to
gosh,
be a
yes.
part two to that.
I can take it right here. What was the last thing you said? Jesus. So
Yeah,
he said
Jesus
Jesus
came with, yeah.
came and wasted his life on loving people without expectation that they would respond in a favorable way. It was no 50-50, or you do your part and I'll do my part. He spilled out his life entirely in love and was murdered for it. If we can translate a fraction of that into loving another person, we're headed in the right direction. Oh my
Yep.
goodness, Josh.
He just preached.
Woo! But you know what? And that even goes that right there is love. Love. Oh my gosh, that is love. And
Right.
it makes me even think about what I just said, where I said that reciprocity is the currency of relationships. I still believe that, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that love thing goes beyond, like he said, that reciprocity. But even in what he mentioned was when he said that his wife could only give whatever her measure of love was, it was still
Mm-hmm.
that she gave what she could. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
So that back scratch was everything because she gave what she could. And so it's still,
Right.
it's that reciprocity, like, and ideally what we're called to as believers is that type of love that Jesus exemplified, right? And
Yeah.
we are ever learning and working on that. I know I have not mastered that. I
Oh,
try.
yeah.
I try to love, and I
Mm-hmm.
try to be fair, and I try to, and there's a lot of things, especially if you look back at yourself in relationships or even just in how
Right.
you relate to other people, we can definitely see where there's a deficit in the way that we love. So we
Man.
definitely need to mature in that. But
Yeah.
Josh, that was everything. Oh my
That
goodness.
was.
And
That
just,
was.
our love and our hearts and our prayers are with you continually.
Yeah.
He has, even in just seeing how he's been honoring his wife, has been so powerful. Like I remember looking and just like nothing to say. And V, I can go. Like nothing to say. I couldn't, the power and the magnitude of the love and honor, that he
Mm-hmm.
still has for her is just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Josh.
Yes, yes, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And I mean, with him, using the example of Christ,
Mm.
what he called like wasted love. It's
Woo.
like it wasn't a
Jesus.
waste on his part as much as it was the person who abused that
The
love
people that could have
wasted it.
received. Yep.
Exactly. And it's
Yep.
like to the point of death. Like that is the ultimate level of love that I have not even reached. I can't even
Yeah.
begin to wrap my mind around doing
No.
that. Which is given reason as to why we have such, high divorce rates, because we're so in love with ourselves,
Ooh.
self-preservation. You know what I'm
Ooh, that
saying?
was so good.
It's not even about how Josh said, giving the 100%, saying when I say 100%, it's like I lay my life down 100%, not 99, because the 1% could be that thing of like losing my life. And a lot of
Wow.
people out there, including myself, got to the place where I was like, I'm not about to lose my life over this relationship. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
But that just proves to me personally just how much I need to measure up to
Yeah.
Christ, because he was the
Yeah.
one that said, you know what? Like, you can't beat me, in this love thing, because when I had the whole world hating me, I still laid it down
Still
all the
love.
way
Yep.
to the end. I didn't turn my back on what I had created, on what I created to love upon, and it rejected me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm not there yet. I don't want
No.
to say I will never be there, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not there. And people like that, once you wrap your mind around that, then you will understand relationships. Like you will have a successful relationship.
and and to understanding, like when you look at that level of love or that measure of love, and you're looking like, dang, we're just trying to figure this out. Understanding if that is your pursuit, right? If your pursuit is ultimately learning how to properly love, and then give that away, then you're able to give grace to each other. Like, I know you're trying
Yeah.
to love me, I know you're trying.
Yes.
And that effort means everything. Effort
Everything.
means everything. And I don't, man, he just blew me away, just like Josh always does when he writes stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. But that just, yes, yes.
Woo.
But then you add to that too. You talked about that a little bit when you said, how we were talking about people look at the highlight reels. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want that love. And not to say that love can't be great. Everybody's not faking it.
Right.
Some people really are in love and it's great. They had to work at it, but don't just want that end result. Ask how they got there. Because you
Yep.
don't get that result just because you want it. It's some blood, sweat, and tears
Yep.
that goes into that. There's some understanding. There's some humbling yourself. There's some olive.
Yes.
And oftentimes I'm finding, even when I look back at myself, like in my younger years, like, yo, you were just in love with love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You were in love with
Yep.
that feeling. You were in love with you were in love
Right.
with love. And so
Right.
until you get to that place that we have the proper, definition of what love is, can we even say that we're really ready for what it requires?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
Yep.
That's why I
And
said, I know my limitations. I'll be a good girlfriend right now. We can do all the fun stuff. Go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? Laugh about stuff. Watch
yeah.
movies. Start talking about that wife stuff. It's like, nah, I'm playing.
Oh.
I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking, y'all.
Yeah, she is. She's joking. She's joking. But like, no, like seriously, I think that there is hope to still like to turn things around, especially for people who are dealing with loneliness, because we're getting ready to come up to the winter season. And I know for people, they call it cuffing season. They call it cuddle season. Some people call it Netflix and chill time.
I call it bad blanket. You don't get in a relationship because you're lonely. Don't do that.
Don't exactly, number one.
Don't do that.
But it's like, if you are lonely, like don't like have a clear like conscience, and know and understand what love is. Like, understand that you're not looking to necessarily please yourself, but you're looking to truly please somebody else. Like,
Mm-hmm.
totally pleasing someone else, and just having the wisdom to know, again, love languages, that it fits. Like, you can't force something that's like that's not ready. You know what I'm saying? That's not
Heck
premature. It's
no.
premature. It's like it's going to break. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
I understand that scripture that says you don't be unequally yoked, you know, because it's like it's going to end in disaster. You're going to find yourself going in circles. You know, it's like you got one strong bull and you have a weak bull. That's not going to work at all. You're going to wind up with curved lines. You want to be able to have a person that's going to be your equal to be able to walk the straight and narrow. So move slow too. Like the gloss is not going to always be there. Like it's like
The
it's
new
not.
car smell, boy.
Boy,
Oh,
listen. If anything, that luster is going to be gone, and you're just going to be dealing with a regular person, a regular human being who's going to need grace, who's going to need. That's when they're going to need the love.
and that, you
But
know what? You
they're going to need the
mentioning that,
love.
one of the things that I think is so important is to be bold with your brokenness. Like
Mm,
if you're considering being in a serious relationship with somebody, they need to know those little things about you that like may trigger you, or
yeah,
they need to know that, because if you tell a person, yeah, come and love me, but they don't have the intel on you, they'll be offending you without really meaning to, and then you'll be walking away from relationships like, yeah, that person, that it's them, they're flawed. No,
yep.
no,
Don't do
slow
it.
down. That's another reason, like what you said, that slow part. It's like you have to have that time to heal thyself. If you
Yep.
can jump in from relationship to relationship, you're taking all those problems with you. You
Yep.
know, like get to know yourself and know
Yeah.
what you require, and own your responsibility, because nobody else can heal you. People
Mm-hmm.
can help you, but nobody else can heal you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't put that weight on another, just like they're just a mere mortal. They don't know. You know what I mean? They're trying to figure out life too. So
Right.
that's super key. Like I we expect a lot. We just make sure you're able to produce on the other side
Mm-hmm.
of your expectations, because
Yeah.
you can have somebody that's really trying and they're always failing because they're never measuring up to expectations that really shouldn't be applied to them in the first place.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
That's true.
So, you know.
Gosh. So we covered quite a bit.
Did we hit all our topics?
I think we did.
Good job.
I think
We
we
came,
did.
we saw, we conquered. You
That's
get on
right.
my nerves. You looked at that clock and saw it was 6 minutes past.
No, I did
Just a
not.
little bit.
I
Live a
didn't.
little,
I
please.
did. I'm living a lot.
Uh,
I'm living life.
yeah,
Not
okay.
living.
On the clock.
Oh my gosh. So the viewers that are watching, all three of you guys, what do you guys want to talk about? Do you
You
guys
so
have
petty.
anything? What?
You
I
so petty.
appreciate that, man. Listen, I do not count it light at all,
Oh,
because
okay.
this is
I'm like, don't be
this is
saying that. We love them three people.
this is humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? And these people that are like running with us since like the day oneers, like they're gonna be able to be the ones that's gonna be like, I was there when, you know what I'm saying, when it was just a handful of us. And like those people are gonna be special. And who knows? Who knows? It's like if one day we come into our thousands and millions, you know, we might be able to treat these, you know, these three people to like an all-day cruise or something like that.
I'm just saying, appreciation.
Yeah, appreciation day for the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like who's gonna make the top 10? You know?
Josh,
Oh yeah, Josh is
Josh,
gonna make the top 10. We got maintain.
maintain
Yeah,
was,
B
yeah, she
plus.
been rocking with us. B plus.
What's her name? Diana.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Oh yeah.
Josh just left the comment.
He said, we still have so much to learn, and I have only scratched the surface to an infinite frontier. I used to think I had it figured out in a nice little package of doctrine wrapped up with rubber bands. God snapped those rubber bands years ago and invited me to continue exploring and making room for what I did not know. We must keep having these kinds of conversations and continue asking questions and never settling for finite definitions that will never satisfy the infinite concept of love.
Oh my,
Bars.
for real. It's so for
Bars.
real though. That's so for real. And the thing, but having conversations like this, I'm finding that like even in this conversation, it put the spotlight on myself. It helped me
Yeah.
to see myself. And
Yeah.
ultimately, if I have a holistic view of myself, then I know where and what I need to do, and I can start pursuing that so that I'm better
Right.
for what may come. And even, and it's not just for the sake of something coming, but your own existence,
Mm-hmm.
being able to your own existence, being able
Right.
to cultivate that for yourself. That was good.
That was
I don't
good.
want to be nobody's headache, and I sure don't want nobody being mine. You hear me?
Say that.
Listen. Be like, I would be okay with being like, hey, I'm not ready. I'm still cooking. Hold on, give me a minute though. We come here talking about I'm every woman now. Hold on, wait a minute.
I don't want that. She
That's
said,
good stuff.
Mayte said, yo, Josh, when your book coming out?
I'm just saying, if you follow his page, he drops some. Oh my God.
Fire
Oh
every
my gosh.
day.
And the thing that I love about Josh and his approach is not religious, right? So it's not exclusive. Like anybody can come and learn and grow and get it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that perspective is something like, dang, let me learn more about this guy that's influencing this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And
yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah. And on top of it, it doesn't even hurt that the fact that he's a dope artist too. Like this dude is creating art all the time.
Yeah, I peeped some of that. Like my
all the time.
I ended up seeing that my sister's an artist too. I ended up seeing that she follows him too.
Okay.
When he was doing like some of his drawings and stuff, I'm like, this dude. That's what's up.
This guy right here.
This guy. Yeah.
Yeah, much love, but yeah, we definitely are going to have some type of gathering after COVID, post COVID, and like have a slanted brow, like gathering. You know what I'm saying? Like celebrate, a nice little treat on us.
Did you say a treat? He does not mean cheese and crackers. I will not let that happen. Okay, it'll be nice.
It will be nice. It definitely will be nice. Maintain. She says, I'm in a new relationship and everything about my mannerisms that annoyed my last partner, my new man loves. I feel so good. It feels so good to be myself. You know what? And you deserve to be yourself.
Why do it if you can't be yourself?
You deserve to be yourself. Listen, if you are, and I ain't talking about you, but I'm saying if you are a nerd who loves to play Nintendo from 1984, like to dress up, cosplay, like to watch anime, like to read, like to do coloring books, if you like to do all those things and then you fall in love with somebody who doesn't like any of that, don't sacrifice yourself. Like that's not love.
Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna have to. I disagree with that a little bit.
What?
Just because I'm gonna tell you, because because they don't like to do it, but they don't try to keep you from doing it, that's okay too. You don't have to have everything in common.
I agree.
You don't have to have everything in common. Like I can't.
Right.
I'm gonna say this carefully because I don't know who got in my future, but I'm saying the person does not have to do the same thing I do. I just want them to respect what I do. Don't try to like now that I'm with you, I don't want you coaching no more. I'll be like, you got to go, partner. You got to go.
Right,
you know what I mean? Or it's that whole thing, like just somebody that respects you for who you are. You ain't gotta like everything I do.
Right.
But just be like, even if you don't, just be like, if that guy he do cosplay, be like, that's my dude. That's what he do though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But hold on. I know I'm trying to wrap this up. But I gotta ask you this question. I just gotta ask you this question.
Okay.
What if all the things that is good to you and for you just doesn't come in the right package?
I rebuke that. You hear me?
No, I'm just saying. Like
no.
What if it comes what if it comes like in 5'2"? You know,
it won't.
5'2".
It won't.
Let me tell you 5'2" package. He's about 185 pounds. But he
almost made me say something.
But he loves some Keena. He's like,
no, let me tell you, because now I'm gonna have to go to the good old word on you. The Bible says that he will give you the desires of your heart.
Of your heart.
Period.
Not your flesh. Of your heart.
Hold on. Because I can qualify and quantify and all of this here. Okay. Because, and I'm gonna say this. This is the reason why I'm so adamant about this, right? I think that it is so unfair to be like, oh my gosh, this person has everything but, because that but is a part of that person. And if you link in, lock down, you're saying, I'm gonna live with this but. I'm gonna live with that but about this person.
But that's grace, right?
No.
That's called settling. You ain't gonna find perfect, are you?
Hold on.
There's
Hold on.
always a
I'm gonna
but.
find perfect for me.
Are you perfect?
I said perfect for me.
Are you perfect?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm far
So
from perfect.
so
And
how can you put the expectations of
you
perfection for
missing what I
you?
said, and you missing what I said on purpose. I said perfect for me. So, for instance, okay, and here's the thing: you said desire has to do with my heart and not flesh. Okay, I can't wait till we get backstage. But this is what I'm
No.
saying. This no, don't try to run after this is over because I'm coming for you, and I know where you live. So, but this is what I'm saying. I just don't think that it is. You V, get back in this. You get on my nerves. So this is what I'm saying. I don't think that it's fair for somebody either way to be like, this person is super dope and this, that, and the third. It's just that one thing. You're gonna see that one thing blaring in your face all the time. So I'd rather not lock down or connect with someone who is not the the majority of what I want. My
Mm-hmm.
non-negotiables, because I've been married before, that them non-negotiables are ironclad because I'm not just pulling them out the sky. There are really things that matter to me. So there's some things that I'm just not gonna go for. I don't care if you're 6'4", I don't care if you're 5'2". It's
Right.
just some
Right.
things that's just not. I'm just not gonna go. I'm not gonna go for. Now,
Yes.
when my desires piece, don't tell me I'm taking it out of context. God knows what I want, and He knows why I want it, and my desires matter to God, and that is all. So He's not gonna send me somebody that does not match my prayers. Amen. Benedict, take the offering. I don't want to hear nothing else.
Okay.
You're not about to do that.
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm
You're
done
not about to
playing.
do that just because you open and you got free love, V, and you don't have to deal with the stuff that, like, females have to deal with. Like, you super tall. Like, what's a short chick to you? Nothing. Just because you open and you just
A
like
red
you
flag.
love everybody
Oh
coming from
my.
my preferences.
No,
And
I'm
so
just
you so
saying.
funny.
No, because listen, if anything, I am the bus driver and I'm also under the bus. So as people get rolled over, I'm the first to get crushed. So
Listen.
so I'm just saying, I put it out there because those are things that I wrestle with within myself. I'm like, like how would I handle somebody coming into my life who may not fit that package? And when I say package, I'm talking about the physique. That's the package. What's inside is what really matters. So like that's where that whole
You have to be attracted though, V. Don't even hit me with that. Like, I'm so attracted to your spirit.
but
Your
don't you
spirit is
know that
not what you gonna
accidents
they
happen?
spirit is not what you gonna
But
see when
don't
you roll over in the middle of the night. Like, good God. No,
no,
you
but
want to
no,
be
but no, but
attracted to that
listen,
person.
but listen. Sometimes, but listen, I'm at a point to where I know that all things are going to fade. Like this flesh is going to fade. Like everything is going to just
You
wither
so
away,
deep.
like the flower in the grass. It's
You
not going to
so
last.
deep. It's
But
true.
but
That's
but
true.
but I will say this though, is that it's like I don't completely just say it's never ever going to happen because anything can happen. You
Ooh,
know, so let me see. Let's see what Josh has
Josh,
said.
Josh.
He says, think about how often we do this in church. We sabotage ourselves by selling pretty packages of doctrine and theology. Snap those rubber bands off. Let us never reduce the the greatest romance and adventure that life has to offer to a system of, of absolutes and predetermined plan. We use different language when we talking about loving God versus loving people, but I don't think that's a good thing because we are dealing with a guy who bankrupted himself and the entire value and contents of heaven. And then that's where I stopped at.
Into the diverse field of the human race. Perhaps the greatest romances are the ones that require both people to grow together, to guard each other. Hold on, and to constantly pour out from whatever measure you have been given. I have learned that I am never full, and I am never satisfied except when I have exhausted and emptied myself in love for others. Woo!
Yeah.
He just like coming for all my petty.
Now listen, let me tell you. Now see everything he just said right there. if a person comes to me like that with that type of love, does the package really matter? Like, does the package outweigh the contents? Like for example, I got myself a nice box here. It's plain, nothing really attractive about it at all. But you better believe there was a MacBook inside of this box earlier today, and that's what I really cared about, because it's like, I know that's what's more important. Now, again, I'm not going to put something on somebody else that I'm not going to put on myself that I can't handle. I'm not all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, me as a package, I'm talking about the wrapping. I'm talking about what's upside in my head, because some women are attracted to that. But the external, I'm not all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to find me up on nobody's timeline talking about some, Wednesday crush, hump day, this day. Like,
I don't even like that, because I don't like that. Don't say that. It ain't
gonna happen. But
whatever.
But you know what though? Somebody out there who may be like, you know what? None of that matters, because I know what's on the inside, and that's what's the most attractive. And I'm saying that for myself. I'm saying that I don't want to put the limitations on love coming in a package that I look at and I'll be like, that's not really what I wanted. So therefore, I'm not going to give my all to it.
See, okay, so listen. I know y'all super deep and y'all mature. I know y'all are. But no, I'm not even gonna be petty. That is very true. I definitely can say I experienced that, with my husband that passed away. He was 5'6". I was like, Jesus, I asked for 6'5". Like, what? But his heart towards me and my children, and his willingness and all those things, like, and I was very honest. The difference with that is I was very honest in saying, like, I have never dated anybody shorter than me before in my life. I am struggling. I was like, I'm probably a whole puddle right now. There are worse things. But I just, we had that conversation, and he was just so confident in who he was that he was able to eat like all my insecurity. Like, okay. Like, all right, like, all right, well, it's a problem for you. It's not a problem for me. And so his confidence is what made me rid myself of my insecurities. And obviously it won me over, because, honey, I had a gown and I walked down the aisle and I said I do. You know what I'm saying? So, but even with that, there was a level of attraction that I had to. I was attracted to him physically. It wasn't just like, oh, he has a good heart. You know what I'm saying? There was a level of attraction. And what I'm saying is that, yes, the inside is important, and that's what matters, the most, because that's what you're going to be with the longest. Yeah, our outer selves, we change, we evolve, we grow, we, whatever. Those things change. But I'm saying too is that, we definitely, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be attracted or needing to be attracted on the outside either. It's just that should not be our end all be all, because you can have a lot of pretty empty people. I know.
Say that again.
I've come across some pretty empty people. Like, oh, you really? Oh, whole thing. Okay.
So nothing going on. Right.
Yeah. So I get it. I mean, and that just, that just comes in development, growth, and maturity. Honestly, that comes with maturity. So that's so good. We should have a relationship, just like whole episode one time, and bring these people in with this good wisdom.
I know, right? Definitely. Oh my God. I know. B+ asked about Josh's Twitter. I think he has a Twitter. But like, for real, folks, if you're not following Josh on social media, you are missing out. You're missing out. And he also,
that's no hype. This is not a paid endorsement. This is just really like just experiencing.
Real talk. Let me tell you, like I said, and I'll be done. But like, when I had met Josh, like maybe 5 years ago, it had to be like 5 years ago at this point. I had put on like a conference, like for like this group I am still part of. And this guy drove down with his wife, like legit drove down from Michigan to support. And I'm like, yo, like this guy is definitely a real one. And I knew he was a real one even before that, but that to me was the cherry on the top. And I was like, yo, like, this is like definitely like this is my brother. Like we click.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my guy. That's my guy. My brother from another mother, as they said.
You will not be disappointed following him. I'm tell
You
you
won't.
that at all.
You won't. You
And
won't.
there's no hype, no bells and whistles. It's just him and how God uses him to articulate. Oh
Yep.
my God. It makes I think somebody on the poster just said a post that he did. They were like, you should write poetry or something they said, and I tried being like, I'm just saying, because this is just, yeah, it's definitely an experience.
Mm-hmm.
But you leave with something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You leave with something that makes you think, and then for me, just as a writer and someone who loves words, I'm like, now I want to go write something. Hold on. Like, boy, like he's incredible.
Yes, such
Incredible.
an anointed artist through and through.
Oh, let me say this though. Your picture did come up in the tribute that he did for his wife. And I was like, dang, he has been rocking with V for a long time because your locks were short.
Oh.
Is leaping now. So I'm like, yeah, he a day one. Because them things was like by your shoulders. I was like, hey.
The mugs is way past.
Yeah,
now.
them
like,
things.
They way out here now.
Lion King out here.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, he does.
Well, gosh.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my
yep,
gosh,
yep.
this has been so good.
Yeah, well,
but I know Ike Turner over there.
No, these clients are Ike Turner saying, you better have my work. No regrets. I love it all. I love it all.
No regrets.
Exactly.
Good problem.
Well, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think, did we get out of comments?
I think so. If anybody left, or maybe typing something out, go ahead and post it now. We'll wait about a good 30 seconds or so before we go ahead and be done.
30 seconds?
Like, right.
Right.
You two are awesome.
I'm scrolling through to make sure. I think we got.
You're awesome too, Maintain. She said we're awesome.
So are you.
Yeah.
Honey, you want to talk about? I ain't gonna put her on the spot, but she is dope.
Yeah. Yep.
So dope. And congrats on your new relationship, honey. You found somebody in COVID. You winning.
I know.
People like, keep your distance.
B Plus said he thinks he found him on Twitter, and Joshua came back with some more. He said attracted the people we don't love, and we can love people that we're not attracted to. That's part of the problem. We've got these things so intertwined. I was blessed to be attracted to a woman I fell in love with, and that attraction was part of my fascination with getting to know her. She loved feeling pretty and feeling attractive. And when she didn't feel that way, I could tell her confidence wasn't as strong. But our love between each other was not dependent on feelings of attraction, and then it cuts off for me.
Or feeling attractive, but hey, sometimes that is what gets the ball rolling. Yeah.
Yep.
And again, like I said too, it's really best that is not our end all be all. Like that shouldn't be the thing that decides for us. You know, like, they ain't cute. I'm no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because their exterior may be one way, but what if their exterior is a reflection of who you are on the inside? So, you know.
Yep. I always say, like, you know, it's like you know, vehicles, you know, like you have the exterior and then you have the engine, but it's real, because you know what, like some people, they love like these old cars or whatever. It's because they have like history with it. Like they grew up, they've been through some things together. When they first got it, it probably was like, you know, brand new, shiny and everything, but it's like you've been through so much with this whatever it is, to where it's like you don't want the new version. It's like, this one is broken in. It's like, this is what I'm a rock with, you know. So it's like, again, when it comes to like the laws of attraction, I'm not gonna say there's no rules, but you definitely have to make sure at the end of the day that you're giving your all. You know, when I mean like giving your all, like you're giving it your best, even
Like
if it's a
Josh
little
said,
bit.
emptied yourself.
Empty yourself. You
Ooh,
got to
I
make
would
sure that you
love
do that.
that.
You got to do that. And the bar for those who are religious, that's Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like he did it to death. I haven't done it to death. I don't think I'll ever do it to death. That's why. That's why I'm a
Be
human
like,
being.
girl, this love conditional, boo.
God help me. You know what I'm saying? Like I sincerely mean that. Like I'm not trying to be funny when I say it, but it's funny when you think about it out loud. It's like I ain't there yet. It's like, listen, I got terms and conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna
Listen,
pour myself out to you, and we done tied that knot, we stuck. Because that's the way God is with us. He's like, we stuck. You know what I'm saying? So that's the bar. I'm still
whew,
reaching for it. I ain't there.
ever evolving, ever growing. Thank God for
Yeah.
grace
Yep.
and
Always.
intentional progress and growth. It's been a
That's
good
it.
show.
It has been a good show.
You guys are great. Thank you so much for chiming in. Thanks for all the feedback. Man,
Mm-hmm.
this was really
Yeah.
good.
So we'll be back next week. And we're looking forward to wait a second. Wait.
It's Thanksgiving.
It is Thanksgiving.
I'm
So
still down. I'm thankful for y'all, so I'm still down. But if
I
y'all
like
gonna be
that.
smashing, then y'all let me know.
Okay, so you want to make it official and just have a Slanted Brow Show Thanksgiving special?
Why not?
Let's do it.
I mean, I know me and you can ride because but Chris, Chris has the boy.
The boy, yes, the boy.
Chris has the boy and his family duty. So we'll see. If not, we can handle it.
You know that. We always hold it down.
Love y'all. Thanks for being here. Have a good night and the rest of your week.